This isn't the end of Dibble, and I'll see you guys very soon.
I don't think we've heard the last of that. I mean, he's posting on his he's posted on his Instagram that, you know, you haven't heard the last of me, and people will don't always believe what you read and all this type of stuff. So I don't think we've heard the last of that story.
He actually got his Instagram account reactivated and changed the name to Dibble will BRB, aka be right back.
Marcus Dibble got himself into some trouble, pleading guilty to getting minors to send him photos.
You're not coming back from that. You're not coming back.
No, there's no coming back from that.
One of the main people that you take inspiration from, one of the people you look up to, one of the people who was actually fucking good at what he did. And behind the scenes, he's doing stuff like that. It just doesn't bear thinking about.
I don't know if he's going to come back, but he did say he would be. And that's why I thought I'd make this video, to kind of let you all know that he did say he was basically going to be sharing the news soon. And if I check my John Cena watch real quick, that video was 7 to 8 months ago of him pretty much getting exposed the fuck out of. So where he is, if he'll actually make a comeback, I'm not sure. But for some reason, deep down inside, I have a feeling that he will.
Apparently he's not a pedophile because he never went through with it.
Oh, that's fine then. Okay, get him back on air.
For someone who was such a big part of the world, or Australia more so, content-wise, to do something like that is just unbelievable.
And there's a GoFundMe page, and it raised over 20,000 Australian dollars, not US, to help with his legal fees that he says were to help him against a customer, a client, a model that he took photographs of that was trying to sue him for something, and it wasn't. He basically asked his subscribers to pay for his legal team so that he would get off with being a paedophile.
They didn't get him, couldn't get him in jail because he wasn't caught doing it, or hadn't gone through with it. Maybe that's why he couldn't get jail time. So I don't know if he's a child groomer, but not a pedophile at this point. It hasn't been proven.
You know, this platform on YouTube gives us such an amazing space to be able to talk with our subscribers and to provide content for them to enjoy. And you know, there would have been kids that watch his channel, although wasn't really advised, wasn't really child friendly, but there would have been kids that watched his content.
This is absolutely atrocious, and I don't feel bad at all for calling you a fucking dick, because these are the most despicable things, some of the most gross, ratchet things any person can do. Wolf in sheep's clothing much.
Done the wrong thing, and he's gonna suffer the consequences. Because I know a lot of people that would fucking beat the bloody fucking piss out of that man if it was their child or their, sister or relative that he was preying on.
So since he's been in court, he's moved to Queensland, started a new life, but he however did lose his job, of course. He was also fined $5,000 for possession of steroids, which I'm not actually surprised about. And that would have been the better news if that's all there actually was to say about Mr. Dibble.
And what he would have to say would have to be so groundbreaking for him to make a comeback. Like, it would have to be more groundbreaking than Logan Paul's comeback from 2018.
He should be in prison. He should never see the light of fucking day again. But from an ex-fan, fuck you, Marcus Dibble.
There should be no reasoning to support this man anymore.
What's the official update?
I know I joked about returning in 8 months, and I swear it's a coincidence. I've been waiting patiently to see if there's been any updates, and so far nothing has developed. At this point, if he does make a response, the damage has already been done. Jordan made an update not that long ago that I would check out, but aside from that, Dibble has remained dormant. Either way, I think now's as good time as any to revisit Marcus Dibble and ask the question, where is he now? From what has been discussed, it seems that Dibble is having a rough time right now. Jordan talked in his video that Dibble's family has had to step in, and obviously he lost his job when the allegations came to light. He moved to Queensland to get a fresh start, and obviously that hasn't worked out for him. He avoided prison, and I imagine now that he's well and truly served his hours of community service. That should be where the story ends, right? There should be nothing else to cover. Well, I'd like to agree, but there are still remnants of Dibble around the internet. In some cases, they're a little more bizarre than others. He did have all of his social media taken down, or so I thought. Let's have a look at what remains. Let's see what happens when you name Marcus Dibble into YouTube. This channel isn't the real Marcus Dibble, I can guarantee it. It was part of his punishment, he had to have all of his social media removed, but there's also these reasons right here why I don't think it's real.
Okay, Mr. Essay.
The YouTube account is down, but it looks like this has become the dumping ground of hate towards Dibble. There are obviously re-uploads that are found on other accounts, and I should be thanking those accounts because without them I wouldn't have had any coverage on Dibble. YouTube is his most recognised platform, and I have no doubt in my mind that if he tried anything on this site, then he would get caught. Okay, let's check out his Twitch. His Twitch account was meant to go down, but for some reason it's still here and has not been touched by either himself or the authorities. I don't think he'd be game enough to livestream anytime soon. If you go to his highlight clips, they are still there. After browsing for a while, I see the more recent ones have been from Cyberpunk 2077. I can't lie, these clips are relatively harmless and they're just the same as what he usually does. They just fuel into the reckless behaviour that he was known for. The worst part is that he's still verified and has a decent follower count. I feel it might have been overlooked, but regardless, it's still part of the Dibble brand, so I think it should be taken down. The only thing I like about this page is the fact there are links right here, so I can double check the rest of his accounts and make sure they're down. Hey guys, Search from the Future here, just editing this video and whatnot. I was checking those accounts that I was telling you about, and I got to the Dibble Games one. Turns out that that one isn't deactivated. I think his old name used to be Dibble100 here, but he's going by Innocent Dibs. Now, I believe he might have changed that, as according to the court cases and everything, but there's like, there's some music here, but favorites and stuff, channels, probably some of his friends and supporters. Doesn't look like, okay, location United Kingdom. Might be a broken link, they might have rerouted the link or something. This might be his very old YouTube channel or something, but other than that, there's not much to really talk about. So, yeah, back to the video with wishy-washy magic. I'm unsure if this falls under an account, but it's more of a community. His Discord is called Dibble's Sheep Abattoir, and it's still active. I've been in this Discord since September, and not a single thing has happened except for other users joining in. This would be the most ideal place for me to stir the pot if I wanted to, but honestly, I think it's just better to leave it the way it is. At times I've seen Dibble go online, and I even tried reaching out to him once, but for obvious reasons, he has security in place to make sure no random idiot like myself can go and harass him. I've looked through all the channels, and there's been nothing concerning the court cases, so it looks abandoned. Or one of the mods is really good at deleting that sort of thing. I wouldn't recommend joining this Discord or anything. From what I can see, most of the community have abandoned him, or otherwise they've just forgotten they're still in the Discord. I'm going to stay in this Discord as long as I can, at least until Dibble kicks me out or it gets shut down. If he's going to post any sort of update publicly, then this would be the best way to get his word out, and I wouldn't want to miss that. Dibble's Instagram account is now reactivated with 93,000 followers. What the fuck?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Obviously, that's some bullshit, but the Instagram does bring up a few interesting points. In the remaining accounts that Dibble has left, he seems to be leaning very hard into this sheep mentality. He's asking his viewers to not blindly follow the news and to make their own opinions. You see, that stance makes more sense if you didn't admit to the allegations yourself. Key aspect of the Dibble brand is that he likes to use other people as the butt of his jokes. Brian Silver is used his Discord photo in a GIF, ScoMo is his Instagram, Silver again is his Twitch, and we can't forget the endless mentions of SoFlo Antonio. If your brand relies on people not taking you seriously, then how are people expected to trust you with your word? There's a fine line of honesty and sincerity that comes with being a meme. So it's fine for you to call out other creators, but as soon as you're held to the same standard you want to be treated differently, you hold yourself to the standard that you set. I don't think calling your audience sheep is the best way to get your intentions across.
Think for yourselves, don't be sheep.
I mean, this is coming from you. You're a reflection of Mr. Jellybean. Give your audience a little more credit. They figured everything out, just not the way that you wanted them to. For anyone who's not aware, GoFundMe is a website service that allows anyone to receive donation funds from the public that they can't acquire themselves. Noble in its intentions, but it can still be very easily abused. Dibble's had multiple GoFundMes, all for different reasons. Now, I can't find any evidence to back this up, but to show you how closely I interacted with his content, I remember a time where his drone where he liked to shoot his videos, it had a wing malfunction or something. It was destroyed. He couldn't use it anymore. And so he made a rant video of some kind saying that they wouldn't replace the drone because it breached something in the warranty. I don't know. Breached something in the warranty. So he made the GoFundMe account. I think it was only about $500 and he reached that goal very quickly. My best guess is that this worked out so well for him the first time, he thought why not try it again when it came to the Beth Boom Boom case. I imagine the funds that might have been spared from that case would have been used for the grooming allegations case, but unless Dibble confirms it himself, we're never going to know.
Hello. How the fuck do you do a TikTok?
So, you want to learn how to make a TikTok? I've got the perfect guide for you, Marcus. Step 1, be an underage girl. Step 2, just fucking look away from the camera and just go, oh shit, I dropped something. Just fucking throw it back, eh? Nah, I'm joking. Look directly at the fucking camera and just go, this calls for a...
Just to be safe, I scoured TikTok as well, and that was good for a few reasons. I'll talk about it more at this timestamp, but there are certain videos that help to shine a light on something that I ended up scrapping from the Rise and Fall video. But yeah, as far as accounts go, there's no official ones, just doppelgangers. I think that's for the best.
I'm sorry. Please don't hate me. Reply to my messages at Snapchat. Why don't you message me?
If I'm covering all bases, then I need to cover Dibbleprime as well. I said in my last video that I couldn't obtain any information, but that's because I refused to fork out any money for his service. So the images and information I can use here is limited at best. Obviously the site hasn't been touched, which surprises me. The site is dedicated to the display of models. It's pretty much a self-starter OnlyFans, but I think the only fan left is Dibble. You know, it is funny how quick Dibble was to criticize Beth Boom Boom, when his own brand relies on being an active photographer for models that are in the similar trade. I don't think it was his responsibility to tell the public what Beth's career choice was, but nothing in that situation really worked out for anyone. So, I looked at the reviews of this website and decided to reach out to all the models, hoping for some insight. I don't think it's going to surprise anyone if I tell you that not a single model got back in touch with me. In the original video, I tried reaching out to Cassidy Boone and Justin Ryan, asking if they would like to comment as well. The closest I got was my brief conversation with the Portly Gazelle, which I knew Cassidy Boone was associated with at some point, and that seemed like the best way to reach her. Back to Dibbleprime, I think this site deserves to be taken down, but if it stays up, there should be a message on every page that says something along the lines of Marcus Dibble is required by law to disclose that he is guilty as a sex offender. I could imagine he wouldn't get any business after that, but if he wanted to keep participating in content creation, he shouldn't have done what he did. Now, I want to be honest about this section. I have very limited information surrounding this topic, but I'll work with what I've got. This is another court case that Dibble was involved in before the grooming allegation. From what I've read of these documents, Dibble made a call-out video to someone that I'm going to just call Garbage Goober. GG operates a photography business and works as a school teacher. Dibble did what he does best, made a flavoured criticism about certain allegations made against GG, which I'm just going to put a few quotes on the screen of now.
Yeah, dude, the thing is, he's a teacher, right? But the video had nothing to do with him being a teacher. Yeah, I accidentally did say he was a teacher at a school. I didn't say what school, though. But it'd be the same for anyone else. Say they were an engineer. Oh, he's a photographer. He's doing the same shit, but he's an engineer. You know what I mean? I've been on the phone every fucking day. I'm just getting over it, man. It's such a waste of time, bro. Because all his lawyer is doing is using just big fucking words, which is where I can't reply to. I've said to him, I will send a private apology. No way am I making a public apology because I have not lied. I've got all the statements backing my claims. I've made no lies at all. And defamation in general, I know is a total fuck around and can go on for fucking years. It's just, I'm just not going to do that. So I need to look for another option where I can actually defend myself, get all these statements together. Look, I'm happy to apologize for offending him, but that's it. If you're offended, like, that's your own problem. But I'm not paying you fucking $10,000 for being a seedy cunt who's talking to underage girls planning to shoot nude photos with them. His lawyer's name is out there. His name is already out there. If they try to sue me for defamation, everybody's going to hear about it. Everybody's going to hear the true story, and they're never going to live a day in their life where they don't stop hearing about it.
I'm going to acknowledge that I'm not sure if this is 100% legal to post this sort of information, so I've only shown snippets of the paper as appropriate. And just for legal purposes, I'll blurt out the victim's name as well. The fact here is I don't have enough information to say confidently that this is what happened. But from what is supplied here, Garbage Goober was alleged to have touched an underage model without their permission. But would it surprise you to know that finding out about this, Dibble was furious. I've got a few edited clips which I'll play now.
But the reason I said he was a teacher is because he's working around children, and I care for the children's safety. That's why I mentioned that. If I had a son or daughter who was at a school and there was a teacher working there who's done the things as he done, no fucking way would I want them being taught by someone like him. The video was about the safety of the children, safety of new models, for educational purposes as well, and to aware people.
It should be noted the date of these files go back to 2019, well and truly before any of the recent events. As is stated in the document, there were multiple reports of similar incidences, so I imagine Dibble had some grounds for reason. How can Dibble be so outraged over this and then do something just as bad, if not worse, only a few years later? It doesn't make sense. From what it looks like, the document's in the form of a restraining order directed to Dibble, so whatever happened, I'm unaware of. Regardless of how this turned out, I think this is just another example for Dibble to realise that what he was doing was wrong. So add this to Beth Boom Boom in his own case, that's now 3 tussles with the law.
Comedy comes in threes.
I would like to take the time to properly thank everyone for their comments in the last video. In a perfect world, I'd like to acknowledge everyone, but just for the sake of time, I'm going to choose a few of the comments and sort of give you my take on them. I'm hoping that each comment represents a different mindset and maybe some questions that you guys might have. But before I continue, there's this one comment from Fat Durry Muncher that says, "Killer vid G, but that vid of Percy getting bashed wasn't Percy because in the OG vid there was a bunch of cunts saying that it was at their school and it wasn't him." I pinned this comment because I feel I might have been an oversight on my behalf. I was under the impression that this video was an attack on Percy. I do apologise and I'm willing to own that mistake. So thank you to Fat Durry Muncher for that. Loved the video, man, thought it was so amazingly put together and the attention to detail was unreal. Would love to collab one day, my dude. Also kind of upset I didn't make the cut of people in the video. Just kidding, keep up the good work. Don't worry, Jordy, I got you covered.
Get on the fucking ground, you think this is a joke?
Always wondered why Marcus Dibble wasn't uploading any more content until I put his name on YouTube and I was shocked on the news headlines. Grooming of an underage girl is so wrong and it's not taken serious enough. It would have been a lot worse if he actually met the underage girl and done stuff with her. I for one wouldn't want anyone to even support his channel. I hope someone boycotts his channel if he ever tries to make a return to YouTube. The way the story was covered was just a single broadcast and a news story that lasted no longer than a few minutes. That's just the way the world works. So when I received this comment right here asking me to cover other corrupt officials in the world, I don't think that's my role. The reason I made the first video is because, like many other fans, I was angry and it made me sick. Because I thought Dibble was going to be one of the Australian creators that was going to elevate our sort of media to be shared to the rest of the world. I'm getting a little bit off topic, but the point is the more people that talk about this, the wider the circle of conversation is going to be. The evidence was overwhelming, but I believe the judge wanted to give him a fair chance, which is within her right to do so. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but it's unfortunately the reality that we all have to face. The part that disturbs me, and I bet it does for you guys as well, is that he waited in that Airbnb for 2 days. He was luring a child to him. And the fact that he admitted that, it just makes my skin crawl. Dibble was dumb thinking like this, and at this point you'd have to think, of course he regrets it. But let me ask you this, does he regret it because he finally came to his senses, or because it was the best way to save face? I'll leave you guys to be the judge of that. To end Vicky's comment, that is, if he ever returns, then I hope somebody boycotts his channel. Don't you worry. These commentators and myself are going to be watching his movements like a hawk. But if he does respond, which would take serious balls, here's what I expect from him. Don't make a cliche apology video. You know, the ones where you like breathe in deep to start off with and you're just like, look guys, I really fucked up. Just don't ramble on, give us the facts. See, the reason why this video is scripted is because I want to keep my thoughts organised, otherwise I would ramble on and repeat some points. You can say sorry all you like, but if you truly regret your actions, answer these questions. The money used for your legal case, was that your own or the money that was donated to you? Your entire career was built on calling out other creators who did despicable things. So why follow in their footsteps and make yourself a hypocrite? Do you think the treatment you've received from the public is deserved? If not, then why not? If you had to call out yourself, would you honestly say that you are better than the people that you've talked about? There's obviously more to be said here, but I'm hoping some of these questions will inspire some ideas in that thick head of yours. And one last thing. If you have any money whatsoever that's left in that account, given to you by people that trusted you, I believe that you should donate it to charity. I have a list of over 15 suggestions on the screen for you right now. This is not going to fix what you did, but I believe this is a far better use of the money than sitting in your pocket. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that would agree with that statement. And I swear to Jesus, Dribble, if you even think about taking the mini lad route and just returning as if nothing has happened, we'll kick you right in the mud. But, despite everything I've said, I'd be nothing if I didn't practice the words that I preach. We become the best versions of ourselves when we take opportunities to grow. I hope that you get help that you clearly need and never do something like this again. Because if you do, I'm not sure if you can imagine the storm that will be waiting.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Unless Dibble ever makes another video or response to the public, I feel this is where the Dibble topic is going to rest. I figure if he hasn't done anything by now, then he might not at all, but I'm also expecting to be wrong. Regardless, I'm going to plug every creator one more time for their help in this coverage. Honestly, go check them out. If it wasn't for them, then this video wouldn't be possible. Any further questions or comments, please feel free to leave down below. Thank you guys again. I'm not going to say they'll be back in another 8 months, because that might actually happen, so I'll stick with just saying, I'll see you guys next time.
Come say hi on Twitch, that's where I am most of the time. Thank you.